Hello, hello, hello to all of my wonderful Libras. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Now, Libras, I know that usually your reading would be on tomorrow, but I'm releasing some reading tonight for everybody. You know why, Libras? Because we currently are in a waxing crescent moon, but it's the beginning of the waxing crescent moon. We're just fresh out of a new moon, right? And so new for a lot of people is very unsettling. They just don't know what to do with this new chapter that they're in. You got a lot of people who are repeating cycles. They're not happy. You got some people who are in this new moon phase who are not repeating chapters, and they're like, okay, it's a little dark in this new moon phase. What am I supposed to do? I'm in a new phase in my life, but what am I supposed to do here? The answer is don't give up, right? So a lot of you all have not repeated cycles, and so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 4 planets that are retrograde, but let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Again, your reading is usually on Tuesdays, so look out for your next reading on Sunday. I have some more videos I want to put up this week, so I want to release these early. Let's get into it. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful Libras as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions. Woo, cards falling out. Yes, power and intellect. What information do we have from my wonderful, social, gracious, diplomatic, cooperative, understanding, idealist, fair-minded, great listening, charming, romantic, scales of justice, whose ruling planet is Venus? Yes. What information do we have for my divine masculine signs? Doesn't matter how you identify, you're a god or a goddess. You are divine masculine. What information? Ooh, these cards are really jumping out of this deck. Do we have for my wonderful Libras? Yes. So Libras, let's walk it back a little bit because I want to make sure I cover all bases. While we are currently in a waxing crescent moon, it's like 6 or 7%. So it's not really, of course, it's not fully illuminated. So it can look a little dark outside, just like a little tiny slither of a moon, right? So you're in a new phase. Welcome. Yes. So before you came into the waxing crescent moon, you had to go to the new moon because we had the new moon a couple of days ago. And before the new moon, we had a waning moon, right? So the waning moon, there were some things within us and around us that was falling by the wayside. You're not running back to get relationships that don't serve your highest purpose, even if it's something in you. So an example of allowing things within us to fall by the wayside, it could be fear, it could be doubt, it could feel like, wow, I don't want to seem like the mean person because, you know, this friend who was exposed for being jealous or envious of me, or just not even on the same frequency, they're just completely out of balance, causing all kinds of friction in my life. I feel bad because I want to bring them up to where I am. No, even that part has fallen by the wayside for you. It feels good where you are. Peace, harmony. And so now with the new moon energy that we had the other day, that's where you were planting seeds, your creative seeds, right? You're planning for your harvest. That's full moon, right? But before we get to full moon, we have other phases that we're moving through. Right now, it's the waxing crescent moon. So this is where you're going to focus on where you want to be. All those seeds that you planted. Let's look at some of the cards here. We have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, you can have deep love for someone and still end the friendship or relationship because you're like, okay, I love you, but I love me more. Yes, exactly. Also, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, working real hard, making your money, right? You also have the King of Pentacles. Yes, you've always had the Midas touch, right? As long as you've allowed some relationships to stay in your life, or even the fear or doubt or addiction to a person or place or thing, look, it kept you emotionally wounded when it came to money. You were so distracted that you didn't even realize how much money you had access to, but not anymore. So what did it create? It created the Queen of Swords. Someone who has really been through a lot, but you can kind of tell, but you don't really know until you sit on a throne what a person has gone through to earn that seat, right? But you have your sword in hand. You're still listening to your ancestors. Remember, the moment your spirit catches wind of something, because you're an air sign, the moment your spirit catches wind of something, Libra, you're going with it, right? You're not even second guessing yourself. You are well experienced. You're very knowledgeable. You're very wise. So you will cut something off real quick that is trying to take your scales out of balance, right? Because you're able to, you, Libra, have the wonderful gift of being able to see things from both sides of the coin. But when you're out of balance, it comes across as being indecisive. But when you're fully balanced out, you'll cut that wrong thing off real quick. That's right. To create harmony, right? So if you're married, your marriage is becoming better because you have internal peace and harmony, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And so if you're not married, if you're single because you have internal harmony and peace, guess what you did? You open up the vault, right? Unapologetically cutting people out of your life that are causing you to be out of sync with yourselves. And you will even cut off things within yourself like over caring, over giving, over anything, right? Over anything. You're like over giving, over nurturing, over doing this, over doing that, just doing too much, team doing too much. You're not team doing too much. You're doing team keeping everything in balance. You are balanced out. You are the scales of justice. Yes, Libra. Let's finish up with your reading. Yep, just like I said. Yeah. Some of you all may feel like you were betrayed, like you're alone, but guess what, Libra? You're not. Look, ancestors right here. You're at a turning point. You're in a whole new chapter. So something like I said before, some friendships may have fallen out of range. You may have cut them out of your life, but you don't feel apologetic about it. You just feel like, hey, you know what? It was inevitable, right? And so right now you're focused on your family. You're focusing on, even if you don't have kids, you're focusing on what's nostalgic to you, like what brings you joy, what brings you peace, what brings you happiness. That's where your focus is, not all that other external drama stuff. You're not even focused on that, right? And so we have the King of Cups. And so you had to get to your crown chakra to balance everything out from your root chakra all the way up. Some of you all are going to the beach more, getting near water. Some of you all are swimming. Some of you all are taking your salt baths. You're doing all sorts of things to just remove that energy from your space, like really cleansing your space, purifying your space, right? Your energy. Yes. So you're just at a place of peace now. There's certain people are no longer in your life. You really are. You're just at peace. You're at peace with yourself that you have just moved on. This right here is not even baggage. This is wisdom and knowledge that you've acquired along your journey. This is things that you've learned about yourself, and this is things that you learned about other people. You're like, there's certain things that I wouldn't put up with for 5 seconds, and I don't even feel bad about it anymore because it disrupted my peace. Absolutely. But not anymore. Not anymore, because you're experiencing internal peace, right? So again, some relationships, tricky relationships, have fallen out of range. Some of those tricky relationships could have been friends. They could have been an ex, which is now an ex-friend, an ex-lover, an ex-colleague, an ex-family member. Yes, because it's making room for new soul tribe to come in. Yes, and you're feeling so much better. You're feeling lighter. You're feeling sunnier. You're feeling happier than you felt in a long time. Why? Because you know you gave your best to every relationship that you've been in. And so if it didn't work out and it fell out of range, guess what? You're free. Some of you all are even going to the park, putting your feet in the grass, right? Raising your arms up to the sun, removing all that stale energy. You're free, finally free, right? Sometimes you can try to make it, this I'm talking about. No longer are you going to be accused of being indecisive about anything. You're like, you know what? I really tried to be that person's friend. I really tried to be the best cousin to them. I tried to be the best niece, aunt, whatever, colleague to them. I really tried my absolute best. Guess what? We're just not on the same frequency. So I'm going to let that thing fall by the wayside. And while I'm letting that person, place, a thing fall by the wayside, I'm letting fear and doubt within me, or even addiction to it, fall by the wayside as well. That's that internal cleansing. Yes, and remember, Pluto is retrograde. Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune are retrograde right now. So in a nutshell, it's encouraging you to allow things to fall by the wayside, continue to declutter, follow your dreams, pick back up those projects that you may have put by the wayside for a minute or put on pause for a second, pick those back up and get to going, right? Get back to being ambitious. Like, yes, living your full life. I mean, like, in totality, not just, you're not lopsided, balancing out your own scales. Yes, beauty ritual. Go ahead, Libra. Yes. So you want to do something to continue to beautify yourselves. Go get a manicure, a pedicure, go get a facial, even for the guys, manicure, pedicure, go get a facial, go get a nice massage where you're feeling like, okay, whew, I learned how to balance out my own energy. I feel so good right now. Not just because the person has fallen out of range, but the fear of losing them has fallen out of range. That's what I have for you, Libras. Have a great one. And again, tune in for your next video on Sunday. This is a special video because I have a lot more videos I want to put up for everybody. But I wanted to release your video because we're at the beginning of this waxing crescent moon coming out of a new moon phase, and we're not even completely out because the moon is not fully illuminated. So I want to keep everybody encouraged to just keep on moving forward. Okay, that's what I have for you, Libras. Have a great one. Bye.